And I got to sit down with professional supercross racer Dakota Alex to see how he's relaxing in northern Vermont. News 7 starts right now. After a long and grueling motocross season, Dakota Alex spent some time back home in Vermont for a little downtime before the upcoming AMA Supercross season.
I was happy to get a little break and be able to come home to Vermont. You know, it's a long season. It pretty much starts in November, and you race all the way to the end of August. So, and during that season, I'm pretty much gone in a different place every weekend.
The 22-year-old grew up racing at Ryder Hill in Derby, Vermont, and it was from the beginning that people could tell he was going to be special.
When we would race locally, there was no question that Dakota was going to be professional. Everyone at the track knew it. Everyone would watch him ride. People would line up just to see him go, and he definitely had something that no one else did, and yeah, he was pretty cool to watch.
For Dakota, this sport has done more for him than just fulfilling a dream. It's given him the opportunity to see what life is like outside of the States.
As a kid, I pretty much spent most of my time in Vermont. I didn't really know how much different other places were. By the time I was 15, I was going everywhere, like Australia. I've been in England, Spain, France, all over the United States, and you know, I'm really blessed to be able to see so many different parts of the world through something I love, motocross.
And even when Dakota is riding around on his own private track for fun, don't let him fool you. Those competitive juices are still there.
Hanging out with Dakota, he's a good friend of mine, so I kind of forget he's a professional racer. But you get on the track and it's something else. You know, him flying by you and stuff. You really got to bring your A game.
Dakota has returned to California to prepare for another Supercross season, and to also continue pursuing his passion.
You work your whole life to get to that, you know, the pinnacle of the sport, and then to finally be there in a stadium and see the crowd and everything, that was pretty cool to say that, you know, you made it to that point.
Ted Gilman, News 7. Hi everyone, News 7's Ted Gilman here. I'm at Danville High School in Danville, Vermont, where one student has been able to make a name for himself on the hardwood floor as well as the soccer field, baseball field, and in the classroom. But what obstacle did this student have to overcome at such a young age? Find that out at 5:30 and more.
On the surface, he's a Vermont top 10 scholar athlete. Peel back the layers and you'll find out he's had to overcome much more than just getting good grades and playing well in sports during his high school career. Ted Gilman brings us the inspirational story.
Through the halls of Danville High School strides senior Travis Gross, who was recently honored as a Vermont top 10 scholar athlete.
This would be pretty sweet if a Division IV kid got this award as well, so that's what really motivated me.
Gross is a three-sport athlete. He's received top honors in soccer, basketball, and baseball in the state of Vermont. Hand-eye coordination is a key aspect to each one of these sports. And what many might not know about Gross is what he had to overcome.
Basically, there's this thing behind my right eye, makes my right eye cloudy, and just everything is blurry. And when I was younger, I got a lens put in behind my eye.
The right eye was black, so you could kind of see over the years when that started to change. So the cataract was probably progressing.
My right eye would always give me some difficulty in life.
Pre-surgery, he could have been considered legally blind in his right eye. That's how bad his vision was.
I had to wear glasses and an eye patch to try to build up the strength in my right eye.
After was the patching, and that was a big struggle for Travis.
At the time of being a young kid, it's not easy to sit on the bench and watch everybody else play the games that you wish you were out there doing.
You know, on the outside, everything looked fine. All was well and looked normal. But it was pretty significant, the actual damage to his eye before he had the transplant.
Now Gross's vision is almost perfect. No more glasses and no more patch. Ted Gilman, News 7 in Danville.
Gross has been able to maintain a 3.5 GPA throughout high school and was offered the Green and Gold Scholarship from the University of Vermont, which recognizes the highest achieving Vermont resident at each eligible high school.
A local Vermonter made the Northeast Kingdom proud last week when she won the Under-13 championship for Classic Pleasure Saddle at the World Championship Morgan Horse Show in Oklahoma City. I got to catch up with the champion after her recent accomplishment.
Oh, it's definitely a proud mom moment, and I was crying and I was happy and excited, and a lot of work went into, you know, getting her to be able to ride in a competition like that.
All that work paid off as 13-year-old Lacey Sanville was able to take home first place in the Classic Pleasure Saddle competition on the world's biggest stage for showing Morgan horses.
The 13 and under world champion this year is 506. Here's Queen's Upbeat. Lacey Sandville of Danville, Vermont is the world champion.
It was really hard because I had to leave school early one day a week to go to ride, so it was hard catching up on everything that I miss on those days.
Lacey used to compete on this horse. This horse's name is Lady, but she currently competes on a different horse named Pete, who is stabled in Falmouth, Maine. Along with Lacey's competition horse being in Maine, she's had to go and train there also with instructor David Rand at Rand Stables, and that hasn't been easy on her family.
There are days when I'm like, oh, do I really have to go? But, you know, it's definitely worth it when, you know, you see the end results.
Ted Gilman, News 7, Danville.
Oh, wow.
Sandville was also able to take home third place in the Classic Pleasure Driving Competition, where she was directing her horse from a carriage. And as you can see behind me, the demonstrations have started here at the Fairbanks Scale Corporation in St. Johnsbury, Vermont, where the protesters say there have been a steep increase in health insurance plans, as well as a not fair increase in wages. And as the protesters say, this is going to be going on all week. For the third time in the last 2 decades, Fairbanks Scales employees are on strike.
So Fairbanks Scales does need UE Local 234. This union has made Fairbanks enormously profitable for more than the past 80 years.
Production line employees walked out of the corporation at 3 p.m. Tuesday afternoon. According to them, no new proposal was presented after the first one was rejected.
We offered the company a 13-hour extension to the contract, much of which the company sat out. They returned to negotiations 10 minutes before expiration and did not give us a new proposal.
According to the protesters, the last time there was a strike, it lasted 2 weeks and eventually was settled. But now, things are a little different, and confusion is among that.
This whole negotiation process that we have gone through is completely different than we've ever done before. I honestly could not answer this. I mean, we've been at the table, we've been waiting for them a lot. We've been there, we're just waiting for them.
We asked the administration for comment, but were denied. An officer at the building told us they were not ready to comment on the matter.
Our members are working harder and faster than they ever have, right? And the company is demanding substantial concessions out of our union. There is no Fairbanks Scales without UE Local 234. There is no scales made without our brave members.
Ted Gilman, News 7, St. Johnsbury. The day started out early, as a typical day does for a sportsman in the Northeast Kingdom, with youths getting an opportunity to showcase their fishing talents. For some, it was more than just an average Saturday.
It's like waking up on Christmas almost, and you get to come to this event and shoot guns and go fishing.
While there were many fun activities for the youths, many volunteers lent a hand to emphasize the A in K in J, which stands for acquiring knowledge.
It teaches you a bunch of safety tips, and so you don't get lost in the forest, how to use a compass and all that stuff.
JAKES, which stands for Juniors Acquiring Knowledge, Ethics, and Sportsmanship, was an interest of ours. And we wanted to bring the youth into the realm of conservation and hunting and, you know, all the outdoor activities that we've been able to enjoy as adults.
And the day wasn't all about the boys either. Many girls were in attendance to do their part in learning about the outdoor community.
Women are a very important part of the outdoors in our hunting and shooting community.
Thanks to the hard work put in by volunteers, safety remained the top priority of the event, but everyone still had a blast.
It's a lot of work, but I'll sum it up to this. At the end of the day, when one child comes up and says, thank you, that's what it's all about.
But at the end of a long day, the youths were still all smiles.
No, I only got a crawfish. That's close enough for a fish.
Ted Gilman, News 7, in Pasumsa. When it comes to safety, gun safety is always a key thing. And we're going to see here, butt up to your shoulder, nice and tight, and you should be good after that. Go. It's a game that's been going on for over 10 years now. The 8th graders versus faculty, staff, and alumni. And it's a game that means a lot to more than just the players.
I can't believe the turnout that we have and the support. And I love seeing the families laugh and have fun. And I love hearing the students on the bleachers cheering their teachers on, and also having fun with my colleagues.
Even though the event was just for fun, there's always room for a friendly rivalry.
So I want to play Jake.
And Jake is
our lunch guy.
Yeah.
He's your lunch guy?
We were talking about him.
Has he been talking smack?
Oh yeah. He's the number one person that's been talking smack.
Yesterday and today, there was just bragging in the hall. They're always like, "Mr. T, we're gonna crush you guys, no chance." And of course, I rebutted that with, "No, you guys are gonna get crushed."
The fundraising event will go towards a class trip near the end of the year. The destination has yet to be determined, but if the students have their say,
I would like to go to Six Flags.
I agree.
the fundraiser not only raises money towards their class trip, but it also provides the students with an opportunity to enjoy the game they love.
Well, I think they were more open and joyful tonight than they are through the season. Through the season, these boys take it real serious when they get out on the floor.
Ted Gilman, News 7, Barnet.